Hello, let's see, am I live? Instagram's being funny. Facebook, I know I'm live. Let's see, Instagram I have a weird screen on my Instagram. Give me 1 second, Facebook. Um, Instagram is doing some kind of weird, there we go, let's do this. Okay, I am now live everywhere. Hello, Instagram, and hello, Facebook. Let me make you bigger. Hi. So I'm all done up for you today because I was just speaking at my alma mater. Their Pacific College of Oriental Medicine, they have a yearly symposium where, experts from the field come and speak. And I had the honor of speaking for the very first time at the symposium about how to manage the modern fertility client with nutrition and lifestyle. And I talked, a bit about Chinese medicine as well. So what a fun day, but I'm a little done up for you guys. You usually see me kind of rolling out of my workout. So I actually blew my hair out. I got a little makeup on. I got a little jacket. Anyway, hi. I'm Aimee Raupp of AimeeRaupp.com, and I love to be with you. It is so good to be here as always. And yeah, I'm the author of these books behind me. Let me see, this is probably my most popular book. Yes, You Can Get Pregnant. This is my first baby, Chill Out and Get Healthy. And then this is my most recent one, Body Belief. Getting a lot more popularity these days, which is amazing. So honored to serve, honored to be here with you guys, honored to help you live your most vital, and for those of you trying to conceive your most fertile life, because you fucking deserve it. You deserve everything you want. You are worthy. You are ready. And that's what brings me to today's conversation, which there's already a lot of people watching. So I think this is like the secret conversation that nobody's having. So let's have it. What is a spirit baby? What the fuck is a spirit baby? And how can I be open to receiving my spirit baby? So I was introduced to the spirit baby conversation. There's actually a book called Spirit Babies by Walter McKitchen, which I do not have a hard copy of, which is so odd because I've given so many away over the years. And I actually have a copy on my phone that I read. And then I also have this copy, which is another favorite book of mine. This is written by Nancy May, which is Walter McKitchen's one of his, he was her mentor. And so I actually myself just did a spirit baby reading with her the other day. And I got to say, amazing. I mean, I love all my spirit baby girls. Kelly Meehan is another amazing one. But I've never had a reading with Nancy and loved it. So what is a spirit baby? So I was first introduced. That's where I started. Sorry. Let me have a sip of water and then I'll get into this. Hello, Jessica. I was first introduced, and Charlene, let's see, I loved that book, Pretty Lady. Oh, you guys are sweet. Um, hi, everyone. So I think a lot of you are here because you're like, what is spirit baby stuff? Let's get into it. And then I want to hear, have you ever had a spirit baby reading? Do you connect with the spirit of your child? What does that look like for you? Because it's different for all of us. But so when I first started, really getting into the nitty gritty of treating fertility, it's probably 10 years ago at this point. And so before I had my own children, and but I had written Yes You Can Get Pregnant, or I was writing Yes You Can Get Pregnant, and I started getting those pretty complicated cases, and experiencing miscarriages, women experiencing miscarriages. And I was, I guess the best word is angry about it, and also flummoxed. Like, how do I help this? Not really sure how to fully relate with these women. I'd never gone through that before and wanted to better understand it. And one of my clients, who now does have two beautiful, healthy children, but after experiencing three miscarriages, and she was under my belt for I think one of them, and we had this deep conversation, and she told me about the book Spirit Babies. And then my associate Sarah in the clinic, who she's also one of our online fertility coaches now too, so you guys probably know of her. She had the book, and she was like, I think you should read it because it's really helpful for us in helping them understand the loss. And then, as I read the book, and as time has gone on, I think it's helpful for any woman on the journey, whether you've had miscarriages or not. just this understanding that, there's a couple takeaways for me. For any woman who has the desire to have a child, there is a child who wants to come through. From a very spiritual perspective, you actually don't get the desire for the child unless there's a child that wants to come through. And so some of this work is not just managing your fertility challenge like endometriosis or poor AMH or poor egg quality. It's actually creating the vessel that is you to be hospitable and welcoming enough for the spirit of this child to come through. And I think a huge part of the journey, and I remember, I think Gabby Bernstein said it so eloquently to me on her journey to her son, Oliver. One day she called me and she said, she was reading Spirit Babies, and she said, it hit me just today for the first time on this journey of mine, which her journey was not long, not short. It was, it was a journey just like the others. Everybody's journey is different and challenging in its own ways. And she said, for the first time, I've realized that this is actually a relationship I'm entering into. This isn't just about me and doing all the things that I can do. This is about a relationship that I'm entering into. And this is about me creating this space for this child to come through, that it's not just my terms. It's not just my partner's terms. It is the child's terms too. And over the years, I've loved so many conversations. I have had, interviews with different Spirit Baby teachers, or channels, however you want to call them, and have read the books. And, I love this book too, Nancy May's book. I love Spirit Babies. And what comes through for me and the understanding is that this is how I see it, that for every woman that has a desire to have a child, there's a child that wants to come through. And I kind of, they're either very close or they're further away. And your job is to also open to receive. And sometimes that is the diet. Sometimes that is the lifestyle and the supplements, because it's an act of nourishment for you. It's a commitment to yourself, which I think the child might need to see. How in it are you, mom? Are you ready for this? Are you ready for me? There's a couple tweaks I need you to make so that I can come through in the healthiest way. But this child is also watching the life, watching all the moving parts, and knowing it's not if they're going to come through, it's when they're going to come through. When is the right time for me? And that helped me make sense of a miscarriage, and even for my own miscarriage, it helped me make a lot of sense of the spirit of that child knows its destiny before you do. So however long they stay with you, whether that's 5 weeks or 6 weeks or 40 weeks or 40 years, right? Or however long you stay with them when they get earthside, right? They know their destiny before you do, before we do. And however long that connection is between you and them, you are serving a purpose in their life. You are helping them complete a mission. There's a mission. There's a spiritual mission. And it's not bad karma that you had 4 miscarriages. I'm not at all saying that, right? So let's just be very clear. I don't think there's any bad karma in this spiritual realm whatsoever. It's more about there's a mission. And so I can speak of my own experience, and I can speak of other women's experiences because I was there with them, holding their hand through their journey. But I can tell you for certain that the experience of my miscarriage was an awakening. It was a wake-up call. It was like, hey, Aimee, where did you go? Because you put everybody else ahead of you. And remember how you wanted this thing? Where did you go? Can we get you back? Because I'm not going to come through, A, unless you're certain you want me to come through. So be very clear with me. And B, I'm not going to come through unless you are putting you first. Enough with everybody else first. And I put myself first in so many ways, and you guys see that, with my nourishment and with my food and my sleep and my priorities. But I also have been hustle was my middle name for many years, and so it was this wake up call of what's important here. And so for me, what happened was I had made peace with just having one child, even though I always saw myself with 2 children, and I actually was okay. I was happy. And you guys know, I went through stuff with, in my marriage, and, my husband went through his transformation, and it was it really became about us. And then that became important to me. that I said, you know what, if I have to choose, if it's him and I and us, this little unit, the three of us, me, him, and James, I'll take that over forcing through another child, because that's almost the point I was at one point a couple years ago. There was like, I'm going to go and make this happen because you got to get your shit together. It was very, I'm going to make this happen. And then that's when we came to this conversation where, Ken was like, I can't do that right now. And if you do that, then, it's us or that. So I chose not to do that. And I chose not to put pressure on the situation. And I chose to commit where I thought I needed the commitment and where it felt best to me. And so I did also choose, though. I said, one or the other, which I think is also limiting, but I'll get to that. And then when this pregnancy happened, and it wasn't, planned, we always have a good sex life and, unprotected, but not always finishing the deed, if you get what I mean, So I wasn't expecting to be pregnant. He wasn't expecting to get me pregnant. I got pregnant and we were happy. And I realized, oh my God, like this is like the complete vision. And to be honest too, I did have my vision of how things would look for us at some point. And there is a vision I often think about. And, and even when we were in the turmoil of the darkness, I'll say, the vision always was us walking along the beach, happily holding hands, and him standing up proud and tall, and James running ahead, and I'm pregnant in the vision. That's still my vision. I still have that vision. And when the pregnancy happened, I thought the universe is providing. The universe knows, right? And then when the miscarriage happened, I thought, what the fuck is that? I was pissed. And as we all are, and I get that, but spiritually, I was able to connect very quickly because of the spirit baby work that I've done and been around for so long, and saw, I guess, the awakening through that, which was this clarity of like, be clear that you want me. Not everybody has to do this, but I do think the certainty is sure. Be clear, be open, be confident about it, get spiritually aligned about this, and speak your truth. You're not speaking your truth. And that was the wake up call for me. Speak your truth. Even where, certain people feel sensitive around the conversation, you speak your truth, young lady. You speak your truth because you are worthy of all you desire. And that was a huge wake up for me and a huge shift. And that was all from like this spiritual perspective. And so I felt like I was being guided by this child. And I felt like I was being guided by this child long before that pregnancy happened, that like I was being guided by James for many years too. And I've always felt that connection, but I've always been a pretty spiritual person and pretty intuitive and in touch. And for those of you that want to exercise that muscle, that want to explore that, the books out there, I really think The Spirit Babies by Walter McKitchen and The Energetic Fertility Method by Nancy May are brilliant ways to get there and to start there. Because you guys always hear me say, like, I can tell you what to eat and I can tell you how much to sleep and the supplements to take. But if you don't deal with the emotional piece, it's going to be challenging. The emotional inflammation is just as important. And I was just giving a lecture, like I said to my peers before, and I was talking about emotional inflammation. And from a Chinese medicine perspective, what do we need to do to help our patients receive the energy of the heavens? We literally talk about this stuff in Chinese medicine, which is why I love Chinese medicine. How do we get someone to receive the energy of the heavens, the guidance of spirit, which is it's very spiritual to us, reproduction in Chinese medicine. We get the energy of the heavens to come through this open, clear mind that's not bogged down with stressful, I'm broken thoughts. And it channels through, and the heart and the uterus are connected, and the light channels all the way through down to that uterus and creates this beautiful, hospitable, welcoming paradise for this child. And so I've always been in touch with that piece, but these books help me exercise that muscle. And from a Chinese medicine perspective, right? So it's about clearing out the emotional inflammation. That's what I seem to call it these days, but we can call it anything. We can call it stress. We can call it negative beliefs. We can call it limiting beliefs. We can call it fears. We can call it traumas. How do we resolve that so we can actually clearly hear, clearly be guided, clearly feel the presence of this child? And then before they even come through, and some of this is going to go right over some of your heads, or you're just going to think I'm a wackadoo, and that's fine. I'm confident enough in who I am and in my level of expertise. But then you begin the conversation and the relationship with that child before they actually come through. So when you get clear enough, so like I said, I just had this reading with Nancy the other day. She so graciously gifted it to me because I talk about her work, and I was open. I said, yeah. She said, what is the intention for this reading? So, well, I want to see, like, can I bring this baby through, And I was putting some pretty strict parameters on this baby. I don't want you to come through unless you're going to stay and you're going to be healthy. Otherwise, don't come. This is what I've been saying. Don't come unless these things are met. I don't want you otherwise. A little harsh, I'm realizing. She actually laughed though. She said, oh, because that's funny that you have a list, because she has a list. The baby has a list, and she wants you to do check, check, and check before she can come through. And what I'm supposed to do, what my homework is as a mama to be, hopefully, to this beautiful spirit baby that wants to come through, that I would like to come through, is to be spiritually aligned, to be more in my spirit, which is my heavenly nature, my trusting nature, my divine feminine, my intuitive nature, rather than in my head and letting the fear. She said, and I think this goes for all of us, that the fears of everyone else and of the statistics and the odds out there and the doctors and the numbers are getting in my way. They're blocking my receiving. The fears, the numbers, the traumas, everybody else's stories about how things aren't working out are blocking my ability to receive. And it's not to say we cannot get rid of those fears or those. I think we can work through them, and we can work through the traumas, and the world is still going to assault us in the way it does. But how do we respond to it, and how much of it do we take into our being? How much of it do we let become us? Are you letting your age or your fertility numbers or your diagnosis dictate you and your behaviors and your life? Are you letting fear outweigh hope? Are you letting fear block the spirit coming through? And that's, again, no one's to blame. I just want you to pay attention. And then I want you to use these tools. I want you, there's meditations, like Walter McKitchen's book is beautiful. There's meditations, there's chants, there's ways of bringing that baby closer. She gave me some, which are beautiful. And one of them is Walter's chant. But Nancy also has some in her book. Maybe I should have Nancy on at some point. I think Beth, maybe write that down. We should have Nancy come on for one of these lives. I think that would be awesome, right? And talk about that. But that it's like, and she actually did this like healing on me, where she saw, just the years of helping people and of service and the way I've been, as much as I am good at clearing and protecting myself, some of their energies are on me. And what I need to do is release and clear, release and clear, release and clear. I am Aimee, and I have green eyes and brown hair, and I wrote 3 books, and I have a beautiful job, and you are you, and you have all your specialness, right? So we are separate, even if I come in here to support you and help you. And that's a beautiful exercise that she recommends doing to separate your energy from others. Reminding yourself of 5 unique characteristics that you have that makes you different from everyone else in the world. And that's the best way to create those healthy boundaries and say, like, those are your fears. Thank you so much. I don't need to carry them. I don't need to pack them away. I don't need to let them fill this space up so I block the heavenly light and the spiritual essence from coming through, so I can create this space for my baby. And I do see diet and supplements as playing a role in that too, because we remove all the toxins from our environment. So those are emotional toxins, and those are fear-based toxins, and those are traumatic toxins. But then those are endocrine disrupting chemicals, and those are nutrient poor foods, and those are crappy supplements, and crappy relationships, and crappy jobs. And like, it is the whole work. It is all that work that is important. And the word work I don't love, because it makes it feel like efforting, and I don't want you to effort too much. But I do want you to get into that space that, like, I do this for me. I do this because I feel better. I do this because I am more awake and conscious and aware. And, starting in November, which is next week, I can't even believe, the whole focus of the month will be gratitude here in these lives. And we're going to talk about gratitude for your period, gratitude for your losses, whether they were miscarriages or just years lost trying to conceive. Where can we find the gratitude for these things so that we can find more peace, more ease, more resolve, let things fall off of us easily or more easily or with ease so that we can receive. That's what I want us all to do, is be in the receiving mode. And when we calm down, when it's quiet enough, we hear that nudge from them, from those spirit babies. Mama, I'm right here. I can't wait to come through. I'm going to come through at the exact right time. I'm yours. I've always been yours. You guys all know it. That's what keeps you going. That's a part of it. And if you just tune into that a little bit more and connect with that a little bit more, that's the key. Slow down enough to feel. And don't be afraid. There's this thing where it's like, I hear you and you're on that side and I want you here. I want you in my belly or I want you in my arms. Of course, we all want that, right? And I get that. But them being here, the presence that you feel, the certainty that you feel, or the outfit that you see in the clothing store or online, since we all shop online now, that calls you to it, and you say, oh, one day I want to put this on my baby, or a toy, or a memory, or a book that you're holding on to. Like, I do believe that is the spirit of your child speaking, and I want you to listen. And I'm getting emotional because I do think it's such a profound thing to talk about, and it's not mentioned enough. But why are we doing this? I do see my work as spiritual alignment, even though it involves nutrition and supplements and challenging diets and but we unpack our fears, we unpack the bullshit, and the clarity that we give our body when we choose the certain lifestyle and the certain diet and the supplements and the mindset work brings us into that spiritual alignment. It actually does open up the vessel to receive. And then there's these great books out there. I want you all to go get this Energetic Fertility Method. I love this book. I love this woman. She has a beautiful fertility story that she shares in the beginning. So read that and you will be so freaking sold. And Walter McKitchen's book, Spirit Babies, it's a game changer. I love the Spirit Baby readings. It's like the energetic check-in, and man, she checked in with me and she was like, girl, whatever you are doing, you're like the juiciness in your body, like your eggs are so good, your fertility is so golden, like your uterus, you are so primed, you are so ready. And I am of an advanced maternal age, ladies, and it was such good feedback, because she's not going to lie to me. She's got no reason to tell me anything like that. She didn't even have to mention it if she didn't want to, or she could have just said, the spirit isn't that close, she's going the other way. The miscarriage was it. And I've had that happen with other women, and but to just think about, like, how am I receiving, or am I giving? Am I holding? Is there room? Is there space? If you're walking around overwhelmed with a toddler in your arms thinking, how the hell am I going to have another child? I'm not sure it's the receiving mode, right? If you're putting everything else before you and your health and your happiness, that's not the receiving mode. So where are you fitting into this equation? That is the receiving mode. And how in tune and how aligned are you with your inner message, with your purpose, with your service? How aligned are you with that? Think about that. So I leave you with that. What I wish for all of you is this spiritual alignment, so that the heavens can pour down into you the beautiful white light that your body should be filled with, that then creates this welcoming, gorgeous, hospitable space for this child to come in and reside and come all the way through. But what are the rules, the conditions we're telling them they need to meet? Apparently I'm being pretty hard on mine, but she's being hard on me, or they see the energy of a girl, but it doesn't necessarily mean in life form it'll be a girl. But they have their checklist too. And I do think, and I heard one of the spirit ladies, another one, Rosine Kushner, she's another great one. She had said once that it's actually considered a great compliment in the spiritual world to maybe experiencing some fertility challenges because and then to take the reign, like take the reign back and say, I'm going to get empowered and I'm going to overcome this, because that's the energy, that's the mother that this child needs to come through. So it's reactivating you, basically. Like, I would say that that's part of what the miscarriage did for me. It brought me back to life. It just, like, it woke me the fuck up. And in this way of, like, wow, yeah, I think time is of the essence for me, considering my age, although the energetic people don't seem to think so. But and it's not in a pressury way I say that to myself, but like, this is the time, this is when I want to do this. And it woke me up, because it's like, now is the time, Aimee. When are you going to prioritize you and all your things? When are you going to be really honest about your life and what you've gone through and your spiritual path? And so, you guys have given me that space, or I've taken that space, and you're chiming in, so I appreciate that. But that now is the time. This is the opportunity, and I am ready to be fully awoken so that I can receive, and whatever that looks like, right? And so that little spirit baby up there, she or he has a checklist for me. These are the things I want mom to do so that I can come through. So to think about that we're being guided, we are protected. And if there's a desire for a child, there's a child that wants to come through. And then the work is for you to figure out the best way to meet. And I think you can ask them. You meditate, you do some of the meditations in Nancy's book or Walter's book. Connect with that spirit baby, ask them for the guidance. Let them guide you on how to best and most efficiently receive them. All right. I love how you guys were so tuned in. Oh gosh, I missed these questions on Facebook. Let me see. Oh, Jessica, first session. I know, Jessica, we were having a little headache with your paperwork, but we figured it out and we are good to go. I read Walter's book, really resonated. Does anyone know if there is a spirit baby communicator other than Walter? So Ning, I already said. So Nancy May, Kelly Meehan, Rosine Kushner. I just got your book, loving it so far. Thank you, Nikki. And I ordered the bone broth, should be here any day. Oh, I love this. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you. Great topic, close to my heart. Sorry to hear about your miscarriage. Must have been a devastating time for you, but you're amazingly strong and powerful, is what you got through it. Thank you. Archana, hi. Oh, right, I forgot. So I have a free meditation for you that will help you get into connect to your spirit baby. It's my I Am Safe meditation. So Facebook, we're going to post it. Instagram, DM us for it. So it's a meditation I made about feeling safe in your body so that you can receive. I love the spirit baby books. I believe when the time is right, no matter how old you are, your baby will come to you. I agree, Archana. Thank you. Yeah, please get Nancy on the talk. That would be awesome. You're amazing. I could listen to you all day. It shows there's still hope for me. Oh, you guys are sweet. Me too, you guys. I love you guys. Spirit Baby's book. And then DM us Instagram for my I Am Safe meditation, free for all you guys. And Facebook, we're going to post it right now, okay? Let me just make sure I didn't miss any Instagram comments, because apparently I'm not paying attention to comments right now. I loved that book, you guys. I have Nancy May's book. I think I'm going to tag Nancy in this post, because that's one of the things she said to me. She's like, you're going to use your platform, and I want you to get more spiritual, more real, more raw. I mean, I feel like I already am, but I guess maybe about this topic and how much it woke me up, and that I wish the same for all of us, right? Isn't that what we're here for? To really get the most out of life and to be the most present we can be. And that is, I do think, how we bring service forward and how we help others. Okay. I feel her with you. Oh, you guys are so sweet. This is so good. Oh, I love this. I have been talking to mine for 8 years. And my one girl, I think we call her Ashley, that story of hope. You should read that one. She was trying to conceive for 8 years. And she started connecting with the spirit baby. And that is when the baby came through. Totally crying over here. Oh, you guys. So sweet. You were one special lady. Oh, you guys. Can you please show the book again? I came late. This one, Nancy May, The Energetic Fertility Method, or Walter McKitchen's Spirit Babies, Working on Health and Nutritional and Emotional Clearing. Hell yeah. Thank you for sharing. You're such a gift. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Many of us needed to hear this. You are amazing. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, guys. Love you. I'll see you, I think, on Monday. I think I have another fertility hot seat, so keep an eye out for that. And I'm gonna hop now. Love you guys. Goodbye.